It is Friday, October 7th. And had another winning night last night. Indianapolis. God, what an absolutely insane football game. I don't know if any of you guys even stayed up to watch it. I mean, it was bad. Like, really bad. I don't even know how to break that game down of what we saw, because it wasn't looking very good for the Colts when it went into overtime, because they got down to it was, you look at a final score, you see 12-9. You don't realize that the game was just filled with injuries. I don't know. We had 3.5 points. It's all we needed. There was 7 total field goals. Is a joke. Denver had a shot at the end to either get a tie, but you know what? They don't really want to end up with a tie. I know the Colts, they really didn't want to see a tie. They are now 2-2-1. They would have been, they would have been 1. Well, no, if it's a tie, it would be a tie. So they'd be 2-2-2. I mean, you just don't see that in the NFL. But it was definitely, it was ugly. I'm trying to pull up some of the stats for last night. I mean, Matt Ryan had a decent night with his yardage. He got 251 yards, but he did have 2 interceptions, along with Wilson had 2 interceptions, no touchdowns, either one, obviously. Matt Ryan was sacked 6 times for 51 yards. Wilson, 4 for 24. It was just, it was bad. There wasn't any real standouts for last night's game. But let's take a look. Michael Pittman. Let's take a look here at what he. Whoops. So Michael Pittman ended up with 59 yards. How many completions? 5. So we took the loss there. We had him over 5.5 receptions. It was just a player prop that we liked. It doesn't go in it as a record, but we like to put those out there for you guys to, if you're looking for some props to bet on. But we start off in the winner's circle for the NFL, which is great. And then we talked about Central Florida taking care of business, have them -3. They won 41-17, some crazy score like that. So we're moseying on into the weekend, and we're in good shape. Now, there are 4 games. Actually, there's 5 games. One just came across, and like literally 5 minutes before I went on, that I actually like probably better than all 4 of the games that I handicapped for today. You got Harvard. I'm not going to break it down because I haven't had time to really dig into it with specifics. But you got Harvard -11.5 over Cornell. Jump all over it. Harvard is in the Ivy League is probably the best team there, and they're studs. 11.5 is a really strange number, but a lot of time that's to entice you to go Cornell's way. Being at home, you're getting 11.5. It always sounds good when you throw in a half and you're getting the points. But this game should end up like a 35-17 type of game. 35-10, somewhere in there, 30s, and then in the they may not even break 10 points. Cornell is not a very good offensive team. Harvard is. They'll clear 11.5 by halftime, I believe. So that one I really like a lot. But then we've got 4 games that I had put out on Facebook for you. Rutgers +3 over Nebraska. You can get 3.5. I've seen. You got to shop it around. I haven't seen anything lower. It was at 2.5, but it wasn't there long, and then it jumped back up to 3, and it might even be 3.5, depending on where you look. Now, the Rutgers offense is dreadful. That we know. But the Cornhuskers are coming into town with an absolutely lousy defense. Nebraska's been pretty solid on the offensive side, but the Scarlet Knights have a good enough defense that they should be able to slow them down. The win against the spread in Week 5 marked Nebraska's first of the season. And this will really be their first true road test. It'll be interesting to see how they handle it. The Rutgers have already covered in one home game so far, and they should do the same here. I would sprinkle some money on the Rutgers winning outright because I think that's what's going to end up here. I don't think they're going to need the 3 points, so I would, you can take it, but you'll be giving up some money if you do that, because you'll get plus money. Let me take a look real quick here. Just for the record, I use BetOnline. I find it probably the best website, easiest, and can be the quickest to run through. Plus, they got a lot of cool teaser type things. They have a reverse teaser, which maybe this weekend I will post something on Facebook that explains what a reverse teaser is. I can briefly do it right now. So basically, when you have a teaser, let's say you got the Lions +6. Well, let's just use this weekend. Let's just say the line with New England is 6. Okay, the Lions +6 over New England. A 6-point teaser would have you going the way you want it to. So if you have the Lions +6 and you want to tease them 6 points, add 6 points to your 6. So now you got 12. So and that's a much more, it's just such a better looking bet when you look at it. You're like, oh my God, Lions +12. But you gotta put those together with other teams, and it's just like a parlay, except it's called a teaser, and you could tease it 6, 7, 7.5, 10, 13, and 21 points. 21 is you can get it on certain sites, but actually very few sites. BetOnline does have it, which you have to bet 8 teams, and if you want to tease them 21 points, you're still not. It's not $1 for $1. $1 would win you like 70 cents or something like that. You have to get all 8 right. And believe me, it's harder than it sounds because you always got one team in there that will jack it all up. But anyway, so a reverse teaser. I'm sorry, I get going this way when I'm describing something. So bear with me. So a reverse teaser, you're going to be it's basically taking the 6 points and going the opposite way that you want it to go. So you got your Lions +6. If you want to reverse tease that, you're going to go Lions even. So that +6 you're not going to have anymore. Now, if you took New England -6 and you did a reverse teaser on that, you would go New England -12. You're going the opposite way of the way you would want. And obviously for New England, that's a much harder number to hit, -12, instead of, going a teaser way, where if you had New England -6, you teased it, it would be an even bet. So New England Lions would be at 0. So you're just going a reverse teaser. You're going 6 points the opposite way. And it's the only one I've seen that that number is the number 6 for a reverse teaser. But here's the deal. If you take 6 NFL teams and you reverse tease them and you hit it, it pays really good. It pays for $1 bet on a reverse teaser for 6 teams. If you get them all right, it comes out to $300. So for $1, you can win $300, and it's worth doing every week. And if you want to blindly do it, just hit. I'm finding I took all the games this year, and I actually put it in a folder of which teams have hit the reverse teaser, which ones they hit for the spread of the game and the totals over and under. And I've kind of come up with a little system so far. I'd have to dig into last year's to see where that would sit, but it took a long time to just do the 4 weeks that we have right now. But I can post that. Not sure how many people are into doing a reverse teaser, but they're pretty cool to do. You can only do it, that I have found, with the NFL. College is so wide open that I think they would find themselves losing money. But it's a fun way to, throw some extra money around. Anyway, so back to our games here. So we got Rutgers +3. It's a gift, in my opinion. I think they're going to win outright. Then we got Memphis -3 over Houston. Despite being 4-1, the Memphis Tigers have not been impressive in the box score. So when you're looking at the box score of past Memphis's games, I wouldn't do it. Their highest yardage total against a Division I opponent is only 334 yards. And in college football, it's not. That would be great in the NFL, but in college, it's maybe average. Yet they still manage to score a lot. Their quarterback's a sophomore, Seth Hennigan. He's been adequate. But the defense has been particularly vulnerable through the air, although it has been in more bend but don't break fashion. Yet each week Memphis not only seems to do enough to win, but they do enough to win comfortably. Winning 4 straight games by double digits. Their sole loss came to a really tough Mississippi State in week 1. Now, Houston, for their part, has been non-threatening on offense, and we're not used to that with these Houston teams. Houston's always running up 50, 60 points. It's some crazy numbers they put up, and it's not the Houston of the past. And I think the lines are being inflated because of the past success that Houston's had. And it's probably time to have a more realistic evaluation of who they are this season. But heading into Memphis will not do the Cougars any favors whatsoever, especially at this point in the year. Memphis is just playing better football. I think they have the better team. And you're at home. You're getting, you're only -3 at home. So they're pretty much saying this is a coin flip. Home teams, I said on the other show, home teams always get 3 points. So Memphis -3 is telling me they think this is an even score, an even game, and it's just not. Memphis is the better team here. I'm not used to saying that either. Maybe in basketball, but not in football. Now, this one's probably my favorite of the night because once I started digging into this game, I'm like, whoa, there's a lot going on. And because we live on the East Coast, we don't get to hear West Coast stuff very much. We got Nevada, who's bad, and Colorado, who's just got awful. So who the hell would even be interested in this game? I handicapped it just to handicap it for you guys. I had nothing in on this game whatsoever until I started really digging into it. Somebody had to be favored. Nevada's at home, -3.5. Whether you find 3, I don't know. If you can find 3, try to find it. If not, 3.5 should be fine. Nevada's 2-3. Colorado State is 0-4. Now, the Wolfpack started well right off the bat with a pair of wins. Now, they covered 2 against Texas State and New Mexico State. It's been 3 straight losses, though, since, including a tough one to an FCS level team with Incarnate Word is the name of that college. And I remember handicapping that one and thinking, because it wouldn't even come in the regular bets. It was coming in as a Division II game. And I was looking at it, and I'm like, Nevada? They're not Division II. Oh, they're playing. But Incarnate Word in Division II is no joke. They're just beating up on people, and they took care of Nevada. So it really made Nevada look really bad to lose that type of game. Now, however, Colorado State is even worse. They're 0-4 straight up and against the spread. They lost to a FCS team also, but they lost 41-10. Sacramento State. They just, I don't know. And when I get to the end of this you'll see that this is really crazy. This whole Nevada Colorado State thing. In addition to Colorado State losing games by huge margins, several players have left Norvell's team. Norvell is the coach of Colorado State. And I'm going to get into where he was before in a second. You'll see why this game is so intriguing. Norvell and Colorado State also lost their 2 top wide receivers, a few key starters on defense, and a ton of seniors. Plus, starting quarterback Clay Millen appears unlikely to play because he's got a shoulder injury. Now, that's leaving a true freshman, Braden Fowler Nichols, in line for his very first start. These are some bad vibes for a team still looking to get their first win. Now, that's Colorado State's issues. Now, you're going into Nevada, and this win is going to be big for the Wolfpack because it's over their former coach who left on bad terms last year. And if you don't remember, you probably wouldn't, because they played in, I think, the Motor City Bowl, which was here in Detroit, against Western Michigan, and just got their asses handed. Western Michigan just beat the snot out of them. But here's the thing. This Norvell character, he was coaching for Nevada, and once they got the bowl game, he stepped down. He left. He left the whole team in limbo. They had no coach coming into the bowl game, and they had to use their assistant coach. Now, there's reasons why he stepped down, but you still, but leaving before a bowl game in the last year, to me, it's just a dick move. It's simple as that. Kids came to your school, they played for you, and you just ditched them before their bowl game. I just think it's a pretty shitty move. Now, he landed the job at Colorado State. Now, I don't know if Colorado State said you have to leave right now, which I find very hard to believe. But I don't know. I guess it fits well that he ditches Nevada, goes to Colorado State, and is dead last in everything this year. Now, he was, out of the 11 teams in their division, he was number 11 in salary. He was getting $640,000 to coach Nevada. Now, coaching Colorado State, he's number 1. So he went from the lowest paid coach to the highest. He was at 640. Now he's at 1.8 million. So, I mean, I guess that makes a little sense, but just leaving Nevada the way you did, I think it's just a big time dick move. Now, you're going into Nevada. You're laying points. Nevada is laying, 3.5 points. It's tough to do when your team's not that good, but this is the right play for this game. Is a Nevada -3. There's the total also at 44, which I really like because I don't see Colorado's. Colorado averages 10 points a game. Nevada is averaging around 20 to 22 points a game, somewhere in there. I could see you guys doing a same game parlay where you take Nevada -3.5 and under 44. I think that's an easy parlay, right? Same game parlay right there. And if you wanted to tease it, you could take Nevada. I think it'd be +2.5. And so really Nevada's just because they're going to win the game anyway. There's no way Colorado State's winning this game. And then under, you move it 6 points. You got to go under 38 points, which no, you would go if you're going under, you would go up to 50. So it'd be Nevada +2.5 and under 50 because you're teasing it. So any way you take this game, you're going to win it. I really, truly believe it. Just don't take Colorado State. Whatever you do, there's no. Oh, plus they're calling it the blackout. They're everybody through the stadium is going to be all in black. Nevada's jerseys are going to be all black. Their helmets are going to be this black sparkle thing that they got going on with this cool logo. You can Google it. It looks really badass. So I think everything's going Nevada's way tonight. It's a really, really good bet. Probably my favorite out of the 4 FBS games. I do like Harvard the best, but that's an FCS. So anyway, so we got finally we got UNLV at San Jose State. Over 53. Now, everywhere you look, you're going to see under. And I'm just telling you, I just think UNLV's offense and defense usually is like, if you got a great defense, a great offense, defense usually wins out. They both have great defenses, but UNLV has a really special offense. They're averaging 38 points a game. San Jose's averaging 23 points a game. But now with this, the line on this has moved. It's now San Jose favored by 6.5. So you're telling me you're going to give me UNLV +6.5 with a much better offense, and they do have a very good defense. San Jose's might be a little better, but I just don't see how you pass up the over on this. It's only 53, so you figure 28 points a side, give or take. I think I can see UNLV putting up 35 points. So that leaves you with San Jose scoring 40 plus. They're not going to score 40 points. They're not even averaging half that. So this is just a great spot to take UNLV plus the points or take the over. They're suggesting that you take the under. But I see this somewhere in between 52 and 59 points. So that'll put you around 55, 56. It's just going to creep over. But these two teams could throw up some points. It's I think UNLV put up 70 points already this year. It was against a bad school, but I'm telling you, this offense, tomorrow when we go on the show, I'm going to tell you, I told you about their offense. It's a very good offense. I could sit here and spend minutes on explaining why, but I don't think you care to hear that. So those are your games for college football. You got the Rutgers plus the points, Memphis -3, Nevada -3.5, and you can mess around, sprinkle some on the under 44. It's just such a low total for a college game. It doesn't matter who's playing, but if you look at the previous games, you'll see why. Colorado State just cannot score. They have no offense, and they're not going to have any offense tonight. I don't think they put up 10 points tonight. Not in that crazy environment they're going to be in. Then you got UNLV, San Jose State over 53. I do like that bet the most, but I would take UNLV plus the points. There's no way I'd take San Jose State minus. Not against that offense, because it'll end up being a shootout. I can see that happening. It's happened before. All right, so that's your college for tonight. I also posted, we got playoffs that have started today. And so far, we're on a winning track here. Let me see here. I started posting the results because they've already been going on. We've already got results from games already. So what we got, I had posted 3 of the best prop plays for tonight, and then the best overall bets. And those are the best overall bets are the ones that go towards our record. When I post the best prop plays, those are just the ones that I pretty much like the most, but they don't go towards our total winning percentage for Bleacher Bum Sports. Just got to let you know that. We had Shane Bieber over 5.5 strikeouts. That was a winner. He had 8. We did lose the Shane McClanahan under 4.5 strikeouts. And what sucks about this, his very last batter he faced, he struck out. He was at 4 for a while, and I was watching it. And I'm like, just get one more out. And this clown swung at a ball he shouldn't have. And ended up with 5. So we lost that. Cleveland total team runs over 2.5. Figured that was, you're going to get that against Shane. And no, Cleveland can only muster up 2 runs. But for the best overall bets, we had Cleveland in the money line over Tampa. So we won that 2-1. So your other best overall bets tonight, you're going to take Seattle. Money line over Toronto. As a matter of fact, it's playing right now. So let me get you an update. 3-0. 3-0 Seattle. Top of 5. I did a live bet with the Philadelphia St. Louis game. And I don't know if any of you tuned into this. This was insane. 0-0 the whole way. The whole game, 0-0, 0-0. So if you were live betting this thing, you will notice by about the 7th inning, it was top of 7th when this line came out, over or under 2.5 runs. So I put in for over 2.5 runs. St. Louis comes right back, scores 2 runs. Now they're up 2-0. And then the 8th inning, no runs scored. And the 9th inning came up. The reliever, I'm trying to think of this clown that was relieving. Anyway, their reliever comes in, throwing 100 miles an hour. It's like, oh, God, here we go. Over 2.5. I'm going to end with 2. I'm going to lose. No. Philly comes back with 6 flipping runs in the 9th inning to score, and it's a final. It is now. It was 2-0 going into the top of the 9th. Philly wins 6-3. So that's some good stuff, man. That's how live betting is done. It was close, but it's how you can win some of these games. I do like taking the overs when it's around 2.5 runs. As you see, I tried that with Cleveland today and did not work, but it's all good. So We have Seattle, obviously the game's already going on. Seattle money line over Toronto. You're getting plus 118. They're up 3-0, and that is in the top of the 5th inning. So go Mariners. That's my my underdog team that I want to see. I want to see them go all the way. They've got the players. You don't know many of their names, but they're a scrappy team. I think they can get by Toronto here and move on. Anyway, so then tonight, hit the San Diego. It's probably going to be the game of the year. I still think Max Scherzer is going to give up a couple runs. Take San Diego team total. It's really low. It's 2.5 runs. There's that number, 2.5. Can I see 3-2 game Mets? Yeah, I could see it. But Scherzer has been giving up some runs lately. I can see this happening. I know it's playoff time and it's a whole different animal. But you got Darvish going for San Diego. I could possibly see this 2-2 going into extra innings. Maybe San Diego pulling out the win. I like San Diego to possibly win this game. It's definitely going to be an underdog win. Let's see here. Yeah, the Mets money line is minus 156. So you're definitely going to get some plus money with the Padres. But I like team total. Go with the team total over 2.5 runs. And then you've got I've got one NBA game. It's preseason, so when you start talking preseason, it's for the degenerate bettors that are out there that just feel like they got to bet on everything. This is like a degenerate bet of the night. Let me pull it up here. It's going to be obviously in the NBA. So we're looking at say it's the Toronto. Which game are we looking at? Okay, here we go. Tonight we've got which game is it? It's not Denver, Chicago, Milwaukee, San Antonio. No, which game is it? I am losing my mind here. All right. Let's go to this here. So tonight for your Bleacher Bum Sports Degenerate. Oh, there we go. It's not. Why isn't it on the? Oh, okay. My bad. I'm looking at the wrong thing. Okay. So we're looking at over. We're going to go over 224.5. It's a lot of points. Toronto and Houston. Houston is a team in the preseason that it's street ball. And I don't know if you've ever seen them play preseason basketball, but they will chuck it up. I mean, they will launch threes like crazy. It's insane. They beat San Antonio 134-96. Toronto has already put up scores of 125-119. It's showing me that their defense is going to give up some points. Then they played Utah, and Utah played more of their starters. They play a real tough preseason also. But Toronto still beat them 114-82. So what I look for in this is really how these teams play during the preseason. Do they play a lot of their starters? Do they play a lot of the call-ups to see, work on different players to see if, hey, this guy might be good. We could probably use him if there's some injuries. I kind of look for that, because, I mean, if they get beat 200 to nothing, these teams don't really care. But there are some teams out there that will play to score points. They will light it up. They will go all out. And these two teams do that. Houston and Toronto are known for that. So to see this, I mean, you look at any other NBA preseason games, they're in the between 210 and 220. Anything over 220 is usually teams like this that will go all out. So if you want to sprinkle a little money on the NBA tonight for the hell of it, it's sitting at 224.5 still. I don't even worry about the spread. The spread's a joke. I wouldn't mess with that. Just go for totals here because they're trying to see who's going to be lighting it up. These two teams go all offense. There's no defense played with these two teams, especially in preseason. So that's where I come up with that. I can see this as a 230, 240 type of game. So, and that is a winner chicken dinner. Other than that, we're looking pretty good. We're going into the weekend 3-0. Might as well. Let's see. I told you guys I'm going to have a morning show tomorrow, and we'll go over all the college football. So I will go over my top games. If you guys aren't going to be checking the show out tomorrow, I don't know if I'll be going solo or not, but the best bet for tomorrow for college football is Wake Forest and Army over 64.5. And you think of Army, it's like, oh my God, they're going to slow the damn ball down. Well, that's true, but that's why that number is so low. Last year, same time last year, Wake Forest went to Army. And the final score of that game was 70-56. A lot of the same players are still there, so they're going to remember this shootout. Wake Forest I don't know what they were doing on defense, but for Army to score 56 points, they had to have let them just run down the field. Army doesn't score 56 points. They play that crazy, weird offense with 3 backs and they start running all over the place and confuses the shit out. It confuses the cameraman sometimes too. So obviously it works for them. So Wake Forest Army over 64.5. I also like, and I have it in my top 10 games that I do like that didn't make my best overall picks. I have Wake Forest minus 16.5 over Army. Wake Forest they are a team. They are a team. They are a really, really good team this year. They play in a really, really tough division, and to have Wake Forest finally up there playing some great football it's good to see. And I think they're good enough to beat a good. And Army's really good, but I think they'll cover that 16.5 points. As for my other 3 best of that didn't make my top pick of the weekend. My top 3, we're going to a little school again. I know it worries people when I do that, but I hit a lot of them. James Madison, minus 11.5. There's that number again. Over Arkansas State. James Madison is at home. Tomorrow morning, I will break that game down for you. Explain why I'm taking it. Coastal Carolina and Louisiana Monroe over 57.5. That is going to be in the 70s at least. Each team's going to get somewhere in the 30s, maybe 40s. It's just going to be one of those games that will be fun to watch. And then Alabama and Texas A&M. I didn't want to touch this game, but then after dissecting it, and I will go over it tomorrow, it was a no-brainer. Over 51.5 points. We're going to take Alabama and Texas A&M over 51.5. Alabama is at home. Louisiana Monroe is at home. Now, the rest of my top 10 bets of tomorrow will be Washington State plus the 13.5 at USC. That's way too many points. USC's good. They're at home, but Washington State's no joke. TCU minus 4.5 over Kansas. Kansas has got college game day at their place. So they're going to be pretty jacked up about it. Kansas is finally on the map, but I think they come down to reality tomorrow, and TCU is going to spank them. think it's going to be an embarrassing day for Kansas. I know people are on the bandwagon. Listen, I am too, but I got to be realistic with this. And then we got Kentucky at home, plus the 7. I got to look at something here because I typed in something wrong. I have to man up and admit, I think I fucked this up. Bear with me. Anybody that's watching this probably going, yep, you did there, buddy, old pal. All right, so I've got something wrong here. So Kansas TCU. All right, then the Kentucky, I accidentally typed in, and I'm going to resend this back on Facebook so it'll be right. Plus, I want to keep you guys updated. Where the hell is Kentucky? Kentucky is playing South Carolina. So I've got that completely wrong. We've got Kentucky minus, it's -6. So when I correct this, Kentucky's at home, -6 over South Carolina. So I made a mistake there if you're looking at it. So it is Kentucky at home, -6 over South Carolina. Then we've got Duke and Georgia Tech, which almost made my best bets of the week, over 54. Georgia Tech's at home. This is going to be a high-scoring game. Could be in the 70s also. All right. And then we've got Tulane -2.5 over Eastern Carolina. So that's what we've got. And then the rest of the college games are all leans. So you can go check those out. But give me a few minutes to correct this, and then I will repost it. Again, I'm all by myself here doing these breakdowns of the games. So I'm a one-man army here that's got it. And I'm not good at computers. I'm not good at typing. I'm not good at any of that crap. And I've got to figure out how to do it by myself. I think I'm doing a decent job at it, but give me to break down games, pick your winners. I can do that all day long. It's just the posting and crazy stuff. So those are our games. We've got some NHL preseason, but I don't even mess with those. Those are just no, you'll lose all your money. I ain't gonna lie about that. If you really want to throw money down on that, it's on you. Flip a coin and then call it one way or the other. It's about the best you'll do with preseason hockey. So anyway, tomorrow morning, probably around 10 o'clock. Let's say 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. I will see you then, and we'll break down some of these college game day games, and I will get this fixed and put back onto Facebook for you. All right, have a great night, and go Nevada. Let's watch them beat up on a coach that left them hanging. See you.